Hey y'all, it's Wildlife at its finest here, and today we are at Tonto Natural Bridge State Park. So let's head in and go check it out.
Alright, so I don't normally like doing it this way, but it was so windy. We're going right in the middle of actually a thunderstorm, so I'm gonna have to be doing a voiceover of the whole thing. Not generally how I like doing them, but it's a few days after we've been able to think about what we thought of the park and give you a better explanation of it while cool videos and stuff go in the background that you guys can enjoy watching. But me and Sam are here, and we're gonna go ahead and talk over what we think and some good tips on how to enjoy the video or how to enjoy the park. So I'm going to give a couple facts first about general admission and stuff. So Tonto Natural Bridge State Park opens at 9 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. Last entry is at 4 o'clock. There are no pets on the trails. That's very important because we like to travel with our dogs, and we're sure some of you guys do. So it is the largest natural bridge in the world, so that's pretty awesome. The height of it is 183 feet high. The tunnel underneath goes for 400 feet long, and it is 150 feet wide, and it's the widest area in the tunnel underneath. So it's pretty big, and we are about to be walking over it in the video right now. When we go over the steel crate, it's actually like a little creek. You guys are about to see it right about now. So currently we're on the bridge, and so it looks like normal land, but really underneath you there's a massive tunnel. And so it wasn't too busy, and we are in summertime out here, so wasn't that bad. It was not too busy, but at the same time weather was bad, so it might be busier on some days. So one thing is listen to the trail. And if you are any sort of handicapped, do not go down there. Take the view from up top. It's a very treacherous trail. It's going to be hard on your knees. Sam, explain how it felt on your body, because I know you have some knee problems.
So after a while going down, it just made my knee worse, and it made it even harder coming back up. No matter how long we sat there and rested my knee, it still hurt. Standing there to let people pass and go back and forth, as well as going up and down, the pressure on my knees were not very good. It kind of sucked, but we still got one side of the tunnel down, or one side of the underneath the bridge down. The other side is just 500 feet, and we started to go down, and then once we saw how steep it really was, we were like, no, and we turned around because it goes and it like almost drops. It's crazy steep.
Yeah, so it is very steep. It's very treacherous, real slippery, lots of rocks. So make sure you have good shoes, good tennis shoes or hiking boots. I don't recommend going in flip-flops or slides or even Vans of some sort. And even Sam having a pair of Nikes and Emily having, I think, a pair of Nikes as well or something, and they weren't super grippy. It was they slipped a lot. I slipped a lot. I was wearing a pair of Nikes, but I was wearing an older pair. But yeah, make sure you have good shoes, and it's very important down there, especially when you get down to the cave. It's very slippery. There's constant water running. It has deteriorated the rocks to make them as slick as slime, pretty much. It's like they're covered in moss and all that kind of stuff. So just make sure you have good shoes. Cannot explain that enough, and make sure you are ready for that. But for the other part, you can see there was quite a bit of people on the trail. It's real narrow. You have to wait for people to keep going and stuff. So just, everyone's there doing the same thing. No need to get aggressive. Like there were some people that had made some problems later down the way. So what was your favorite thing?
All of the colors, honestly. There's a little bit of desert, a little bit of like foresty feel, I guess you could say. There was water underneath the bridge as well as not underneath the bridge. What we learned is we cannot get in the water underneath the bridge. But what you can do is you can get in the water not underneath the bridge. I'm pretty sure that it's due to, what am I trying to think of? It's dangerous to get underneath, and what if, like, you never know if there's anything down there. But there were people enjoying the water outside of the cave area. And it was really cool. There were so many different colors. There were so many different spots where you could tell people have slipped. And so many spots where you could tell people have just not been at all. It's so cool because you can just discover random things in random spots. And other things underneath the cave, you could see that the moss, like where it was dripping the most in like obvious areas, because there was moss from where it was dripping from as well as on the area of where it was dripping to. It was really cool.
Yeah, so my favorite part has to be, the tunnel itself. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen, I went to, even just cave-like, you never have gone into something that deep. When I was really young, I went to Carlsbad Caverns, which is not too far where we live for now, so that is probably a soon park that we will go see within the next couple of years, probably. But so that's the only thing I had experienced that was something like this, and I was 5 years old, so I don't really remember that. But cave-wise, it's not a cave, it's a bridge, and you go under the bridge, but it's so big that it's cool, and it's scary, but it's cool at the same time. And it puts in perspective how small you are to see just some huge pile of rock like that big, and you're kind of just like an ant standing in it.
Yeah, it's massive. If you just look underneath it, like one person underneath that hole, it's crazy. You just look so small, like Adam said, like an ant.
Yeah, so you think of caves and you think of real tight, claustrophobic stuff like that. If you have claustrophobia, I guess that's how you say it. This will not bother you because of how open it is down there, because of how big it is.
And there's an entrance and an exit, like on both sides, so it shouldn't bug you.
Yeah, so we did go through rain. As you can see, there was rain dropping on that pond. But right outside of the cave, there's open water. As you see right there, it's just a pond. You can go in there. They don't say that you cannot go in there, so enjoy a nice swim if it's on a hot day.
Specifically in the brochure that they hand you when you're coming into the park, it says do not swim or wade under the bridge.
Yeah, we're saying that because there were some people that did not understand that, and they were swimming constantly under the bridge. But especially since we went while it was raining, rocks were super slippery, as you were about to see. We're about to see the first glimpse of the cave. So we were on the very top. When we look up, we were on the very top of that cave, and so you can see how steep down we had to climb down that whole hike. But it's very well done. Everyone, all the rangers were very nice, super helpful, and yeah, everyone there was super nice. You're about to see this view of the cave for the first time here pretty soon. It's stunning. It's a giant hole in the wall. It's so cool.
It's nothing like I've ever seen before. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and so this is located in Payson, Arizona, which is about an hour and a half north of Phoenix, just up to 17. But that's it right there. That's the bridge. You can see how big it is compared to the people in the bottom right-hand corner walking into it. But there's constant water coming down from the top, which is awesome. There's a flowing river that falls over the top, which, hey, if you had good cameras, it had got to be a great place for photography. I could imagine. I don't really know that much about photography and stuff like that, so I did my best on getting a couple good shots and stuff like that. But it's beautiful. You're kind of like down in this canyon with this massive hole going through. Makes you feel really small. It really does.
Just all those colors are just immaculate. Like I don't think that I've ever seen any of those colors like that. Like especially in the desert. When people think of Arizona, they think of the desert. There's so many colors out here. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So
And that rain is amazing.
Yeah, that's a cool shot of the rain coming down with the water coming off of the bridge. That's a cool shot I got. his GoPro video gives a good shot on how treacherous it is. And it doesn't even show how slippery the rocks is, but it's pretty jaggedy. There's even like a little river you have to cross to get in. It's pretty steep, and so just be prepared for that. But one thing I wanted to say before the video ended, that we do daily trivia and daily animal facts on Instagram. Anyways, so every time I post a video, you guys are gonna have to watch the video to know what the answer is gonna be. And so I'm gonna reveal one of my secrets today that I don't like saying. But as you guys know, I love animals. I volunteer at a zoo on my weekends with giant snakes. And Sam, is there any sort of situation besides the one that you know about where I'm scared of an animal? Like every time I go walking, I see a snake, I want to touch it. A scorpion, I want to pick it up. I'm not scared of any animals. So I just want to get your input. Am I lying about that?
No, it's ridiculous. I want to run from snakes and look at them from a distance through very, very thick glass. And we literally saw a snake the other day. He was walking Dodge, and he had to come back to get me so I could go see it with him. And not only was it right there,
He's like eye
that
level.
it was eye level with us, he had to get in its face to take a picture and a video of it. So I'm going to grab it. I said, no, you have to just let it be. It's not like it's at the zoo. Yeah, it's crazy.
So with all that being said, there actually is one animal that I have a stupid fear of. And it's dumb, but they give me the bejeebies, as you could say.
When I see them, I think of him. I saw one this morning sitting on our car when I was on my way to work.
There was one on my car?
Yeah.
Stupid. Okay, but it has to be the big ones. Okay, this is going to be an Instagram question on the video on the day that this video is released. So you guys have to know this. Adam has a fear of grasshoppers. I don't know why, but grasshoppers freak me out. And only like the big ones, the small ones, whatever. But those big ones, I swear they're looking at you and I want to eat you.
And this man's 6'5".
So this bridge has been formed over thousands of years, not sure the exact amount, but it's basically from all the rainfall, the river, earthquakes, ice forming, ice going away, and then it basically breaks down and deteriorates all the rock to where it just keeps falling and falling until it forms this bridge, because the weaker rock was on the bottom and the stronger rock was on top, making this bridge that hangs over with an opening, causing all these cool rock formations and the little caves and everything. Now, one thing that it is cool for is to make caves for all types of birds. As you can see, we live right